Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversation. It's your girl Dom here with the fresh press juice this afternoon with my best friend, the incomparable Vernon Tony Childs. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
Wow. Well, thank you. Every time I come on, I have a different name. Sometimes I'm Vernon Tony Childs. Sometimes it's Vernon. I clearly have VP on the screen, but it's your show. Whatever you want me to be today. You know.
Well, what I want you to be today is a critic because we're here to
Okay.
dissect Tyler Perry's latest creation, Mea Culpa.
Yes.
And we're not going to be too harsh, but we just have a few questions that need answers,
Okay.
and we're going to have a great time doing this. Shout out to Kelly Rowland, shout out to Trevante Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just have a moment for him in that finest, in that paint
Mm.
scene.
Yes. The thing that we needed in Moonlight. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we okay.
It was such a build up in Moonlight. We thought him and the friend was gonna get it in, and they ain't do nothing.
They looked in
So,
each other's eyes and masturbated on the beach.
I needed more. I needed what it gave in this new Netflix movie. So, we finally got something, but it would have been nice back then.
Well, I mean, he technically is an Oscar winner since the movie won.
So we
So
didn't need it, right? I guess we didn't need it, but it
I
was
think I'm more so concerned how he landed in the universe of Tyler Perry, but than anything. But that's neither here or there.
that is a good question.
A check is still a check.
Okay, you sure
Even
right.
if it's not the best
And
written film.
Them Tyler Perry checks clear because I haven't heard no complaints.
No complaints. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get into that later because some information came to my table about that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Oh, hold on, hold on. And we are back. So we're not going to really rip Tyler a new one. We're gonna do our review, and we just got a couple questions for each other. Pretty sure that the rest of the world have these same questions. And we got a few questions for Tyler Perry at the end. Go
Let
ahead, Bernie.
let me just get this disclaimer. I'm not as hard on Tyler Perry as most of the people are. I am a longtime Medea fan. Uh Listen, I know I was there from the beginning with the plays, so I know the plays is a crazy hot ass mess. It be a lot going on. Yes, we expect, I guess, at this point in the game for Tyler to have it all the way together, but at this point, I think it's just all strategic. It's all a game. But I just don't be that serious. Like, and I also love Tubi movies. So, how much can I really like come down on somebody about they producing that movie writing? I'm just saying.
Okay. And I respect that. I receive that. I was introduced to the plays by Robin. So I get where you're going, but I think what we're asking for is a little bit of evolution. Because with time we evolve, change, growth, it's inevitable in life. And with Tyler Perry now spinning these plays into a multi-billion-dollar entity, having a studio, people coming in, they renting sound stages, and Black Panther and Coming to America 2 being shot on the same sound stages and all this stuff. That's why I think people are expecting just a little more from Tyler. I think that's what it is. But
Okay.
before we really ask our dissect him a little bit, let's get into Mea Culpa. Let's
Okay.
get into it. And so, for those that wondering what this term comes from, the word means a mission of fault, guilt, if you will. So that's how we got here. Do we want? Do you think it's best if we give like a brief overview of what? Let's do that. Let's do a brief overview of the movie.
Okay.
Um, So quick rundown is Kelly Rowland's character Mia is a defense attorney, and She gets a call to take on a case from a guy who is accused of killing his girlfriend.
Mhm.
It is a short relationship, and that guy that allegedly killed his girlfriend is played by the beautiful Trevante Rhodes, who which we was just lusting over. Because baby, it was lust. I'm moist.
Oh
But
wow.
ultimately, um, she has an affair with him, and all hell and chaos will break loose. And ultimately, the chaos is already there. Her marriage was already, in shambles. Anyway, you have a son that is a mama's boy, and the mother is heavily involved in not only their marriage but his brother's marriage. So it's this chaos, confusion everywhere, if you will, in this film. So let's start to dissect it a little bit. What's the first piece you would like to discuss?
I mean, I didn't know
Because
how
you
you
know what
want to
my
do it.
first question is.
I mean, I didn't know if you wanted to go like talk about what we liked before we got into the craziness and the problems. If you want to kind of just go from beginning to end in order.
Let's do that. Okay. Let's say the positives about Mea Culpa.
Okay. So the positives for me, um, I will say everyone looked good in the movie. All the
For
characters.
sure.
Everyone was dressed nicely. I didn't see no bad wigs. There was no bad hair, makeup. Everyone looked good. I thought the acting was good also. I know people might defer, but also I love Tubi movies, so the bar is low for me. But I think everybody did amazing. They executed it well. Um, and what's our girl from P Valley, Shannon? I can't
Important.
think. Yeah, she looked amazing. It was just good. It was a lot of people. Love to see Ron Rico.
Love
Still,
Ron Rico,
I
right?
love him. Everything. I love the consistency. Like people who we grew up on, people who we got to know through so many things over the years. It's just good to see our people still
Yeah.
doing their thing. So that was a major highlight for me. Such a lot of black excellence. Um, and as far as like the story itself, I thought this movie was better than if we want to compare it to other Tyler Perry movies. It was
Hmm.
definitely better, and I'll just say this: as far as his Netflix movies, this was better, way better than A Fall from Grace for
Okay.
me.
I don't know
Uh,
that one, but continue.
yeah. So other people who have seen that on Netflix, yeah, this was better than A Fall from Grace. A Fall from Grace had a lot of holes in it, where I feel like this one had much less things that went like confusing and awry. So that was the highlight for me. That I thought that was amazing.
Okay. That's it?
I mean, as far as the great
Because I was
things,
like,
well, I mean, we'll get it. I mean, if you we can talk about the script, but I think overall as a whole, that's what stood out
okay.
to me and what was amazing.
Okay. So for me, I totally agree with you. I thought it was beautifully shot. It was very easy on the eyes. I loved how everybody looked, and I will say I enjoyed the surprise at the end. Do I feel like certain things could have been executed a little better? Yes, of course. But I did love the surprise when she got in the car and he hit her. Not him hitting her. I'm not liking that, guys. I want to be clear. But ultimately, when I thought she was just gonna risk it all and like just let the car itself get hit. But no, when she turned that car that certain way, and he flew out the window, that seatbelt. He's like, "What you doing, baby?" I enjoyed that surprise. I like that. Yes, spoiler alert if you have not watched, but whatever.
Oh yeah, if you
Um,
haven't watched, I wouldn't suggest viewing or listening to this podcast yet.
yeah,
You
come
should have
back, come back.
watched.
Yes,
Yeah, come
come back.
back.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
also say I in Kelly's wardrobe was phenomenal. I love the
Yeah.
old school Beamer that she drove. Just everything kind of about it. It was really nice. And I'm gonna say this. I enjoyed her acting. For there are bits and pieces that were I was like, oh, I wonder this entire scene if it would have read different, if there was just a little more aggression there. But ultimately overall, and I know she's been doing different films and the holiday films over it. I haven't seen Kelly really act in anything since Freddy versus Jason.
Okay. So yes, I did see some people say this was better than her being in Freddy versus Jason. Come on
Yes.
now. Like that was how many years ago? Yes, I would hope that things have gotten better since then. But I will say, I think it was a little weird for me that her character was just so like timid. I would have loved for her to have you
That's
know, she
what I
did,
was.
she had moments where, yes, she would get upset. She would, she would speak up a little bit more, but I just don't feel like I don't know why she needs to just be kind of like timid. I wanted her to be a little bit more aggressive. Not maybe
Yeah.
not aggressive, but I wanted her to be no assertive because she's a
Yeah.
defense attorney.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe she could have toned it down when it came to her marriage because she might have felt defensive when it came to certain things. But I think in her general walk, she should have been a little bit more assertive throughout her day to
Yeah, a
day.
little
So
a
that's
little
like
bit
what we're
more.
looking for.
Yes.
But
For
I
sure,
I
for
watched
sure.
the holiday movies, and so those are a little bit more, cheesier, a
Bubbly.
little bit more lighter.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was something different.
No, I definitely agree with you on that. I feel like as a defense attorney, definitely a little more assertive, a little more confident, a little bit more of being able to read the room, and pick up on minor things. Like I know this isn't her normal self, who is in real life is an Aquarius, birthday the day before mine. But I was having a conversation yesterday regarding like the sex scene and what should she had done in her marriage with somebody. And I would say I felt like she should have spoken up more in her marriage.
And
Or
especially to that
ultimately
damn mama.
I'm gonna say this. I think so. Since we're here, these are the things we did not like, and I know part of this is it mirrors reality a little bit because I feel like the beef between her and the mother-in-law and the other sibling and finding solace in like the sister-in-law because they have similar relationships. That's real life. And so the question is when does the partner ever speak up? And they always tell people to beware of relationships where people have certain relationships, whether it be with their father, like mother, daughters and fathers, and sons and mothers, when they're like very, butt kissy to them. Like those are things you should, run away from. Because the dynamic never really changes unless the sons or the daughter checks that shit at the door.
Hmm.
So ultimately, that's what I was talking about. Like it was the level of that was one part I did like because that did feel really real.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, it's like the husband, I felt I told my homeboy, I said I felt like ultimately Kelly's character was too good for him.
Oh, definitely.
And what I mean by that is I know we come in and they're in marriage counseling, but based on even the situation surrounding him losing his job, being too pussy to like tell his mom and his brother, but the mom is sick and they're sending money and doing like all of this, like where's this money going to? Like so many questions. Like
Well,
nobody asked.
she had cancer, so you
No, she
know,
had cancer.
well, she was going through. Well, according to the stories, she was still going through radiation and all these other things, yada yada.
All of
So
that
I
was fake,
guess.
remember?
But did the brother see? That's one of the
See
parts I
that
was
that see,
confused.
but see, this is how we confuse.
I
Because at the
mean,
end, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I don't want us to jump.
okay, okay.
But ultimately, I will say that's one of the things that I did like, how that kind of, as people could be really upset about it. Those are things that really happen in marriages in real life. So I did feel like that part was realistic. Um, but which leads us to you know, her meeting Trevante Rhodes out the gate. You can feel that chemistry between them on screen.
Um, I felt like yeah, there was definitely chemistry. There was definitely the tension. Uh, she was very much. I'm trying to do my job. First of all, he already started off wrong. He was
Yeah,
supposed to
coming to her
call, but then
job.
he just ended up showing up.
Hmm.
Just at her office and things. So she was already pissed about that. She trying to get things done and figure things out. Yeah, but yeah, and I love that it was these two. I think they did a really good job picking the people that they picked in this movie.
Yeah. I will say the other interesting part about this is that we find out that Kelly's trying to figure out if she's going to take this case. So she's just kind of looking over the case file, what they have on this guy to try to figure out what she's going to do because, her brother-in-law is the prosecutor and he's going to be
Right.
the prosecuting attorney on this case. And so, you know,
Yeah.
she's looking it over one night and the husband comes in. And this is what I'm talking about and where you're talking about the assertive, the aggression that should be happening in this scene. The husband kind of he rips the file out of her hand and is telling her she not gonna take it. She can't take it because of his brother and whoopty whoopty woo. And she goes in the drawer and gets the bills and throws the stack down. I needed Kelly to have her foot in his ass. Because, first of all, you disrespectful as hell, snatching something out my hand and telling me what I'm not going to do. As if you are contributing to the household when you got fired because you got high on your own supply at work.
Yeah. This was very crazy to me. I was just like, you trying to not only did you have you not told your family about you not having your job anymore, but now you don't want your wife not to take on this case that could bring in a lot of money that's help
Hella
supporting
money.
y'all, and you're not bringing in no money at all. Like, who would say no to this?
Yeah.
So it was just it was hard seeing her. She had this dilemma of taking on the case, plus it's not looking so good for him. You know, a lot of things didn't look good optically as she's looking over the case. So she's gonna have to be on her, on top of her shit to get him off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she just
Which is
has all these
another level of
layers.
stress.
Yeah, she says already has these layers, and then for her husband to make it even harder, it's just like so. I love that she stood up, to him and was just like, "Which one of these bills you paying?" You
See, but
know,
you see how you just said that to me. Which one of these bills you paying? That was
right?
the energy that I needed. And that was one of the things I was like, come on, like give it to me. Cause like she was kind of whispering it to him in like a tone.
Yeah,
I was like, y'all
it
don't have
seems.
kids. I was like, y'all
I'm
whispering like y'all
like,
got kids.
I don't know if they was trying to make her seem like okay, maybe she's the type of woman where she wants to just do her job, keep it moving. Like maybe she doesn't like to go there. Maybe she does like to be, the friend, the wife. The only time she becomes a pit bull is when she's doing her cases.
Right.
But it seemed like, yeah, it seemed like there was some like teeter tottering of like the behavior.
Yeah.
Like even when like how her mama was kept saying embarrassing things and kept saying stuff. It's like she didn't want to say nothing. She barely wanted to give like a certain look. It's like I'm just trying to keep it cute and on mute until it's time. But like she was being tried several times throughout the movie, so that side came out of her.
Yeah. No, I wanted her to be like when she went, I wanted it to be slammed down and say, okay, so which bill you gonna pick? So we got MX, we got Medi-Cal, we got Medicaid, we got Visa, we have the power bill, we have the cable bill. So tell me which one you gonna pay.
Right.
Can you? Can you? Can you? Because if you can't, I don't think that you can tell me what I am or what I'm not going to work on.
And what's so even more crazy is the fact that not only are you not bringing in money, but you sold the piano to get your mama a gift, and not you didn't have no money left over to pay not no none of the bills. All the money went to this gift. It's crazy.
You pawned a piano.
A whole piano.
You didn't play it anyway anymore. I mean, and it was mine. So I was
And
already.
my thing was not even that, but like, where was the conversation? Like, why couldn't you tell her like, hey, we probably don't need this piano like that. Like, we need something to get mom a gift. What was the
Or how
conversation? Where was the communication?
it was, or if we're pawning this piano, that money needs to go to bills.
Yes.
How much was that watch that you got your mama? Did you get her a Cartier? Was it Chanel? Givenchy?
Yeah, I don't know. That was very, very weird.
That was that when I tell you the level. So I was triggered throughout this whole interaction. Also, because there was something kind of weird about him that reminded me of an ex from a long time ago that you might know. But it was the lack thereof backbone that he had. The no concern for what was going on in his household because of the inner workings of his relationship with his family.
Hmm.
And not like you're 30, we're in our 30s, clearly they're in their mid to late 30s, and you can't tell somebody that you lost your job because you was high. And you know your brother got connections. He could have got you help at the best facility in the state.
Well, it's one of the things like you say we're old enough to, we should be old enough to own it, on the things that happen to us. But a lot of times
Mhm.
people feel like, damn, I really made this really 20 something year old mistake, or this crazy juvenile mistake that I'm too old to have done anyway. So now I'm embarrassed
Right.
as to how it all unfolded. So
No, that's
sometimes it's
true.
easy. Sometimes it's easier said than done. But and it looks like his family, they're all prestigious. So it probably was not going to be that easy for him to come to them and tell him that he lost his job and things.
But see, that's when requirements change because, like I said, she mentioned that they was giving money to the mom's medical bills. Was this because she didn't want to get insurance or whatever? It was something with the insurance that they said, but ultimately, where's that money going for real? Because based on what we know at the ending, but we're gonna get there.
Okay.
Let's hop over to uh Trevante Rose. We already
Okay.
said he came in, and now because he's a high profile person, he's a high profile artist, the paparazzi are following him everywhere. So ultimately, she decides that it's safer for them to meet at his studio slash apartment because just of appearances. He was like requesting that when you go out, you need to look a certain way, you need to look confused, you need to look disheveled. He wouldn't do none of that, ego, whatever. So they start to build a kind of connection because as she is questioning him and finding out about the ins and outs of his, relationships and previous relationships, she kind of reacts to one of the stories that he's telling. And that's where they kind of start to kind of really connect and relate, right?
Right.
Baby, that was great. I like that.
Hmm.
Like Tyler Perry, that was good. Because
Hmm.
sometimes when people, we do it all the time, when people are telling us problems or you're or storytelling, we find something that connects us to the people. Great, this
Right.
is this is great. We could have kept this going, Tyler. uh
Yeah.
but what does he do? What was the first thing that he did in the house before the whole paint scene? Something kind of happens. uh where
I,
he oh,
well, he
he
was.
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it. Cuz
No,
I'm wondering.
I was gonna say I don't know if I had the sequence right, but I know he was doing like he was definitely doing some flirting with her. You know,
Yeah.
she was very much trying to be like on task with things.
Yeah.
Um, I was wondering how long it was gonna take her to fall for it. First of all, I'm already assuming that he's guilty anyway. So I'm just thinking he's gonna try to talk, and some people do that, and it's like that never works for you when they you get a lawyer and you're supposed to tell your lawyer everything, so that they can defend you in the best way. But it's like when the flirting and stuff comes along, I always see that as a tactic. Like, okay, you up to something. You probably
I get
used to
yes.
lying. I didn't even feel like it was coming from his own, just from his own thing. I'm like, no, this is something that you're trying to do. This is a scheme that Todd set up. To
No
come to Kelly with the bullshit.
bullshit.
No, but
No, okay, Bar. Here's the thing. I get where you're going. And so the part of me felt like he was just running his regular game. Because Kelly Rowland, you talk a good game, and I really want to believe you.
right.
But I was like, oh, he's so used to seducing and kind of manipulating women to get what he wants.
Hmm.
And he got in her head so bad, like it had her hurt and bothered. She
Hmm.
goes home and it's like, I'm gonna get this off on my husband.
I
The
knew
the
that was gonna
defeat.
happen.
And I will say I like that. I like how that came together because I was wondering, I said, oh, I wonder if, because of this, will she go home and do this? And was it a little predictable? Yes. But it was her response like, it was so bad. It was such a bad sexual encounter with her husband and her being disgusted. And that's how you also knew she was kind of already over this and checked out. So, another thing that I liked because that's realistic. Um, but where things kind of get murky for me is, and I know people could be like, nothing is murky yet. No, it really wasn't. It wasn't. Where it kind of got murky for me is the whole encounter where um he wants to fire her. So, and it came across like he wanted to fire her because um she didn't want to sleep with him. Like he was offended that she didn't want him. And then she goes chasing him because he said he's gonna go dance. And she's like, you can't go out. Like, I keep telling you, like, this is gonna hurt your case. If you do this, you can't get another attorney. We only like 4 weeks out from this trial. Nobody's gonna be up to speed. So she's like chasing him through his like building and ends up in some red light district at the bottom where there's like this sex party.
Yeah. I agree. Things got kind of weird, and so when he was kind of like putting that guilt trip on her, like, you know what, I don't want you as an attorney, knowing getting another attorney was going to be like a whole thing, and they probably wasn't going to have enough time to like fully prepare for the case and things. I'm like, this is just another scheme, another tactic.
That's how I
Uh,
created.
that Ty created. It was just another thing that he was using against Kelly, and I'm just like, I really just didn't like the mind games that he was playing with her because I'm like, she's trying to help you,
Okay, can I say
and
something really quick? I'm sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
It was giving Libra energy.
hmm,
Trevante
okay,
Rose, aka his name is Zaire. It was
yeah,
giving Libra energy. And this game, these mind things that they do with people, and just
yeah,
like trying to, do certain things to make you to get their way. That's what it
yeah.
was giving.
It
And
was very, it was frustrating to see.
yeah, it was very frustrating. And then from there, it just kind of stays all over the place, because
Yeah.
ultimately she comes in, they it's like the next day, uh and the guy that referred him, Zaire, to her, calls, and it's like, what's going on? He wants to get another attorney. I told him, like, so you need to fix it, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. You got that call. But then she rolls up on him and he got like a Becky in the house. And
Right. So yeah, and that's what I was saying. It was frustrating because I'm like, you doing all of this, and this is not the person to be playing these games with.
I
Now
don't know,
you
so you're
led, and then you led her into this place, which I was just like, girl, you need to be getting home. Why are you following? And I understand she was curious, like, what the fuck is up with him? Like he playing
but
all these
see,
games, all this learning. Like I get that she's supposed to be going home, but she was curious to see like where is he going. He said he was gonna go
well, no,
dancing.
this
Like
is
where's
right, but this is after. I'm talking about
Well, yeah,
after.
yeah,
Yeah,
after. But
after
I'm just
she
saying
followed
that
him.
everything just kept leading. I'm like, you went from having this red light district that's a part of your that's in the basement of your building somewhere to now come over there after getting this call to you having this random white woman over here. It was
And,
like,
and then
what?
and then you turn the elevator off. Well, I can't get down. So I gotta look at you, have sex with this, like, get fellatio from this woman, and
It
then
was
it's like,
weird.
dude, turn the elevator on. Like, why are you playing? And then getting in her car to, Ron Rico sending her a message, like, calling her, checking in on her. And he was like, oh, like, I'm guessing you frustrated by whatever I sent. And she was like, what you talking about? And then he sends her image of her husband and that girl walking into the hotel room.
Hmm.
So then
Yeah, it
she
was a lot going on then. I'm like, it's so much going on right now.
and ultimately she goes back out of frustration and she hooks up and makes love in this paint. She gets a paint job, which
Not a
was a
paint
beautiful
job.
scene. It was beautifully shot, by the way. The colors, the gold, the blues. Uh
Yeah.
and she wakes up and her image is on the ceiling. It's like Sex on the Ceiling. Shout out to Seven Streeter. But she sees her image like in a frame on the ceiling of this guy's bedroom, and ultimately he got what he wanted. She got what she really wanted, because that's she wanted to do that. And I'm not gonna say, we can say, oh, I thought this. No, you did what you wanted to do, which
Yeah,
is
I
okay.
mean, he led her
Real
to that.
life.
Like I said, I don't. That wasn't like her intention in the beginning. He was playing so many games and was coming
Yeah.
on hard. Like, and then of course, she got to go home to this man. So I mean, you kind of put her in a situation like, well, shit. Well, let's see what's up.
So when I saw that photo, I was like, this is going to be something else.
Yeah,
And
the photo was beautiful, by the way. I was like, oh
no,
my
well, no,
gosh.
no, no. Oh, I meant like the text image of her husband and
Oh,
the
that.
girl
Oh,
that
okay,
the
okay.
the, the mother kept saying he should have married her anyway, blah 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 blah. So from this moment on, it's just utter pure and utter chaos in this film. Like, it was solid up until this point, and where I start to really get even more frustrated is now, you have the like the family people are pressing her and asking her questions about her whereabouts and what she was doing, and then it's like just kind of jumping all over the place. And then she's like, I can't be your attorney anymore, because of this. And she gets a call from one of the prosecuting witnesses, one of their witnesses, and it's the owner of an art gallery who says, oh, I helped him get famous, I did this for him. And then she walks her through how he seduced and manipulated her, which is exactly what he did to her. Also, not mad at that scene. Makes sense. Makes hella sense.
I love this scene because I forget this lady's real name, but she's always gonna be Veronica to me because she's Veronica in Halves and Half Nots, and she played the hell out of that role. I was like, she played such an important part in the movie and a good part. I was like, I would have loved to see her have more scenes.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
she did what she needed to do, like
she
in
did what
her
she needed to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Absolutely.
ultimately from there, it's just like there's this conversation with the family about what she did because I guess they had people watching her. You find out that allegedly they moved the mom to a closer to a hotel because she lived further out so she can get to her treatments, easier and quicker. Again, what money? And they was trying to make it seem like she was finna die and she wasn't. Um, and mind you, this is the same hotel where they saw the the husband, Kelly's husband, and the other chick going into this hotel room. And so it's like what is going, like, this doesn't make sense. Even when they was saying it, I said this doesn't make sense. So it ultimately comes out that she sleeps with him and she quits. And then next thing you know, it just hops to her being in the Dominican, and then homeboy takes a plea, and and then more chaos and confusion because she sees the girlfriend that is allegedly dead. Now, mind you, how come we have never explored, okay, the the fragments of her skull and her DNA that was supposed to be in these paintings? Like, that's what I'm saying, Vernon. Like, it was so many questions.
Yeah, it was. They threw a lot at us. They threw a lot of scenes and stuff overlapping at the same time.
Hmm.
But trying to throw the sex and stuff in the middle of it to distract us even
No, no,
more.
no, 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 no. We needed that. We needed that. That wasn't a
I didn't
distraction.
say I was.
That
I
was
didn't say
an
I was
intention.
complaining. I'm just saying it was just a lot of things. It was just a lot of layers. It was levels to this that they was throwing on top of the. It was a
Yeah.
scheme that Tyler Perry set up to come at us with the bullshit, to get us confused and all manipulated and discombobulated on how to figure this thing out. Yeah, it was starting to get a little like, okay, so and then but then yeah.
And so I thought that this was going to be a really epic moment where when we see the girl and she's chasing her down, for her to get sprayed in the face with cleaning solution. Then the girl snatch your phone and just run off to be never heard of again.
Yet again.
Then yet again, like, okay, so we not going. So, and here's the other thing too. It's like I just, and guys, we're jumping all over the place because parts of the movie was jumpy. I wanna focus on the girlfriend character really quick, the missing girl that's allegedly dead.
Hmm.
Ron Rico, guys. Ron Rico, you know him as the boyfriend from Sister Sister. He is the one of the husbands on the series The First Wives Club. He's in everything. He's great. He's a private investigator, and so he gets all he is like this amazing PI. So he ends up going to Mexico, where this girl is allegedly from, and cannot find anything on her. Things that this can very well be true. This happens, but when he mentioned the thing about the cartel, he's like, "Yeah, like I'm hearing that this like." Cartels are on like in this area where she's allegedly from, and blah blah blah. I was like, oh shoot, it's some weird mob ties and it's gonna be some sort of ransom thing. I'm thinking it's gonna be like that, right? So when she see her and she run, I was like, oh, the cartel thing. So she's trying to hide out from the mob. No, not at all. My version might have been better than the ending of this movie.
It just was random because I got confused. I was like, wait, okay, I know she escaped all everything that was going on at the time. She went on vacation. I was like, I remember she said she went somewhere, but then when she saw the girl, I was like, wait. So is this in the same city where where Ronrico's character, the PI, went? And
Mhm.
then I remember we
It
had
was
talked about
here.
it, and you was like, no, it was somewhere else. And I was just like, how crazy that she just so happened to see this girl in this random place,
That's how it
not
always happened.
but not in the place where the PI was looking for her, and not in
Yeah,
the place where Travante's character met
met
her. I
her, right.
said, this bitch all over she worldwide.
So it also leaves an open-ended question of, did did the let's just keep rolling because I want to get to the end part really quick.
Okay.
So after she runs into this girl, she sprays the solution in her face. She has to get another phone. She calls her brother-in-law to say she found the girl,
Right.
which is
So the
also
case,
very
yeah.
strange to me because these people just tried to attack you. The mother called you out your name, and these are the first people that you call. And
Well, okay, that did make sense only because he was the only other person that she knew working on the case. So she had to contact somebody about the case, you know.
yeah, I would have contacted somebody else because though I get he's the prosecuting attorney, we
Yeah.
got beef. And also, I felt like there could have been somebody else that was working the case, or even somebody that could have been on her team, or she's no longer even on the case. I would have called the attorney that would have, that was on the
Yeah.
case now. Just like, yo, like, hey, this is what's going on. This girl is alive. Cause
Well,
shit, that would have, because
she
that would
just
have been.
quit, so I don't think they had a person to take her place
No,
quite yet.
remember he took a plea. So when she was in, he had gotten an attorney, his attorney, and the prosecuting attorney worked out a deal. That's what I'm talking about. Jump cuts that
Okay,
pissed
okay.
me off because you cussing me out at my, your family is attacking my character and cussing me out. And then the next shot is her in the DR. And then she's watching the news and they say that he took a plea.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
See how that was confusing? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
confusing for me too. And I was mad at that scene. So ultimately she gets on a plane to come home, and that, like you said, the assertiveness, the aloofness that was there in her character was also strange to me. And I'm like, why am I gonna go home to these people and have a conversation? Come to your house. No, I think we need to meet on neutral ground if I'm gonna do that. But I really don't have no words for y'all anyway. So why am I going there? This is the black in me. It's the black in me.
Yeah.
That's taking me there. And then ultimately, she goes back, and it's some weird get out plot twist that happens.
Right.
Which I knew the brother was on some bullshit to begin with. I could just feel it at the beginning of the movie. But then now you realize the mama on the bullshit. She don't have no cancer. Remember, she takes her phone. She like makes her drop it, and then her knee cracks the screen. So she don't have a phone again. You got Shannon Thornton there. You got the brother-in-law there, and they trying to make her drink something like you trying to poison her. So she like, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. But
She was smart at times. Like she was smart. She wasn't smart enough not to meet up with them at the house, but she was smart enough not to drink the wine. She was smart enough, to kind of be picking up on something that was going on. She was
so
smart enough to
cute.
look in that closet. You
So tell the
know,
people what's in the closet. Tell the people what's in the closet. Let's talk about that.
oh, she found a picture of the sister-in-law. So just like there had been pictures of that he painted of her that was above the bed, same pictures that the Veronica was telling her at the art gallery that he painted of her. It's one of the sister-in-law tucked in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Like now, what the hell else is going on? It just that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It was so many things they kids kept throwing at us, and the thing it's like, well,
This
damn,
was
man.
a weird arc that could have worked that could have made sense had they fully explored it. So now my question is, okay, so sister-in-law done slept with him, you done slept with him. What are y'all trying to do to him? Is this plot to get him in jail and ruin his life? Is this because he fucked your wife? It's not making sense. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to use this campaign as as the foundation to fight crime and stuff on my campaign
To
when
get
this
him to be a
husband is an
mayor.
innocent black man for him to, for him to be mayor, like you said.
Right.
This doesn't make sense. So they never even fully gave us an answer. And then it's like, oh, I don't have cancer. And then they're like, does whatever the husband name is, Trevor, some bullshit. Um, does he know? That's like, oh, he don't know. And then they just attack her. He tries to make Shannon Thornton's character kill her, kill Kelly Rowland, and then she try to stab him, and then all hell break loose, and now they tussling.
It was a lot going on.
It was a lot going on, and again, not mad at the plot twist, but you didn't explore it. But
I
see,
think I think what they should have done, okay, I think they should have had, and I understand that the brother-in-law explained that they was setting the guy up so that he could win this case and become mayor. But then he could have also reiterated like, oh, uh those things with the skull fragments and here and there. Oh, we put that in there. Oh, I have people who planted this. Like, take us
like,
back
give
to
it,
the beginning. You know, make it a full
explain
circle
it.
moment. Like, say, oh, when they came and raided his apartment for the second time again. Oh, I had the police go and do it
And plant
again.
this and do
Like,
it. Like,
you
give
know,
us some sort of resolve, and you didn't. It was
yeah.
there. But see, Vernon, this is what I'm talking about when we say, Tyler Perry, you need a writer's room. Because there would have been somebody else there to build on
Remind
this
him of that.
and to connect this, or you need this, or no, this doesn't work. Why be good when you can be great? And
Yeah.
Tyler Perry isn't going to break through that ceiling until he realizes that it adds people to the room. Because think now, okay, so we was talking about the girlfriend. So since we at the end there,
Okay.
the question is was the girl sent to Italy to set him up? Or did the family contact her and pay her off once she moved to Chicago from Italy with him? Because they were only together 6 months.
Right.
That doesn't we don't know. And then you just disappear. You make this video, like it doesn't make sense.
And we still don't
So
know if the brother was in on everything or just was he just loyal to the family in general still.
exactly. And based on how he picked her up, and it seemed like he was still trying to go to that house after he saw. So they end up tussling, y'all. And so when they tussling, they fighting. Um, Kelly get out the house finally because they have to use like a key to get out. She has to take his keys and do all of the stuff. Then she end up killing a mama. I was like, yay. And then you know, is running down the street after she hit the lady with the car. The car won't start, but it's like he just so it confidently and comfortably punched her in her face. Leads me to believe he might have been on it, but then she mentioned. I think it sounded like she mentioned the cancer thing, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" But ultimately, like I said, love the surprise, how he flew out the window, how she swerved that car into the semi. Loved it. And was ultimately happy that the dad didn't die. I mean, the brother-in-law didn't die. Because he had to go to jail. Love that part. But can I just tell you what really irked me the most about this film?
Well,
The fact that I don't know if them little niggas was biracial or not. The brother-in-law and the husband were giving Latino. The mama was giving Anglo. And it never Nobody, they don't never really say nothing about their daddy, which happens in films, but the casting ain't casting. It's not. This was a lot of nigga math for me in this film, and nigga math to me don't make sense a lot of the times, and that's why I was frustrated. Like that's the one thing I listen. I woke up this morning. I watched this shit on Friday night. This morning, you know what I want to know what I thought about that? Are they black? Are they mixed? Why they got a
You
white
know,
mama?
that's such a black thing. It's such a black person thing to be wanting to know what people's background is. I don't be caring. I'm just like, okay, is that your
No,
mom?
I
Is
need to
that just your mom?
know.
But
No,
most people be want to know that. They're like, what you mix with?
no,
What your mama this?
it's a safety thing. It's a safety thing for black people because I can know I need to know what I can and cannot share with you, what I think you would go back and tell. And not that niggas don't be snitching and doing shit and get people in trouble, but it's a like, how much can I say to you? How much can I joke with you? You know? So that's why I wanted to
What can
know.
I say around you? Yeah.
Yeah, for
No,
sure.
the part that frustrated me, and this is from, and I love me some scary movies, but I called it as soon as she got out the house, and it was the whole struggle to get into the car. When she finally got into the car
Why
and
didn't
was
she lock
driving
the
out,
door?
huh?
And why didn't she lock the door?
Why didn't you lock the door? And two, when you drove, I was like, please don't run into nothing. At least let's get down the road. Of course, she run into a damn tree. I'm just like,
Well, she
of
had to run
course.
into the tree because to kill the mama.
The mama didn't have no nothing. She was hanging out on the outside of the car. You
Yeah,
would have
she
been
was hanging. She had the hood, but she was trying to just get her off, like so she could drive and see. No, she did right.
I felt like,
For
nah, I'm gonna keep driving with you on this hood. It ain't like she had a gun, a knife, and like she's gonna be able to get through the car. You inside the car, she on the outside hanging to their life. I would have been
listen.
able. I've been trying to get down the road,
Now you want
but
to know what have been funny had she not done that and she was down the road and then she crossed paths with the son.
with the
Now that
sun,
would have been that would have been fun. Like what the fuck?
like,
And I
why is
would
my
have looked at
mama on a on this truck?
look,
Oh,
look, look. I would have looked at him and said, and then kept it
right?
moving. But that'd be the frustration. It's like the missing parts, and we can applaud Tyler Perry for, like I said, coming from nothing to making his way, all the way to the top. I can give credit where credit is due. You give people opportunities, black talent, the opportunity to explore and really develop their craft and move on to other, bigger and better things. But you're also missing the mark by not having a writer's room and not having a showrunner and not allowing other people to come in these spaces to
Yeah.
really help you bring something to life that could be actually really, really good. We keep and I also feel so I feel like that does a disservice to himself.
Okay.
Ultimately, um, the other issue is um him writing the script one day and then tomorrow you trying to go film it. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
It
I was.
doesn't.
I will say this. I agree with all of that, and I know people say it all the time. But in Tyler Perry's defense, I feel like at this point, whatever he writes, people still gonna go watch it.
Exactly. We always are
All
gonna
the
have these conversations, these think pieces, and I'm just asking Tyler Perry to explore adding people in because it builds layers and creates depth in your scripts. That's all I'm saying.
yeah.
The
Well,
it was there. He was there.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, people are still gonna watch regardless. He's gonna keep all his money to himself. That's
Yeah,
less people
and
he
that's what
has
it
to
is. You
pay.
want to hoard wealth.
All the movies go number one. Even I feel like at this point, it's all even. I think if he's not doing it on purpose, I can see him doing it because it's like with the holes in the script,
Yeah,
with the bad, and then like I said, this one was better than Fall from Grace. The other movies with the bad wigs, with the bad this and that. I think all of that stuff is all on purpose, and it's all to get people talking and to have conversation pieces.
yeah,
So
no, Sure.
yeah, I feel like it's all still kind of a tactic if he's not doing this on purpose. But it's like at this point, why has no one told you to get a writer's room, or why haven't you not taken this into consideration? Like, what
This
is
could
the
be good.
hesitation?
Mm-hmm.
So
And that
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but I know that I'm not his target audience. You said you are. Um and
I don't know if I'm his.
that's no diss. That's no diss. I love Why Did I Get Married? I have my Tyler Perry films that I do enjoy because
I
you're
don't think
gonna
I'm his
tell
target
her.
audience.
Tell her. You're gonna tell her.
What was that
But
from?
that one is I think A Family That Prays. That's the one with Blair Underwood and they beat his ass.
Nah, that's
So
not a family that prays.
is
That's
that I Can Do
the
That?
I can do better by myself as the one with Taraji P Henson, but Blair Underwood was in the family reunion,
The Family Reunion.
Mo-
Yeah, 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 yeah,
the
yeah.
movie Family Reunion. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but I think that's my question for Tyler Perry. Like yeah, I want you to answer to these crimes because even attempting to watch Sisters just to support I know they don't do a lot of reshoots, but I'm also hearing that he don't really pay that great either. I think it's certain people like if you are a household name, you getting that check, but apparently he really don't pay them that well. So I'm like, hey man, something gotta give. You can't that's what but capitalism, but ultimately, that is pretty much it. And we want you to do better, and that's the expectation. But like you said, at this point, he could just be trolling.
I feel like it's giving troll because it's like
Yeah,
okay now, but this one was better. I will say that I am glad he did my girl Kelly right.
yeah, no. And with that, we are going to wrap it up. I appreciate you
Yes.
hopping in and sharing your time with me and talking about this and cracking jokes about it.
Thank
Because
you.
it's Tyler Perry. Like what are we really expecting? It's not Denzel. But like I said, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave with this, like I told you earlier, I was just more so surprised that, Trevante was in this role more than anybody else. Once it started getting very rocky, but a check is still a check. I get it. And I just want more for your boy. That's all. I'm just imploring him to grow and excel and be great. So y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of Whiskey Sour Libations and Conversations. Don't forget
Yes.
to purchase your candle. Use code Aquarius at checkout. You will get a surprise on your purchase of $60 or more.
Oh yes,
Uh,
because I'm running low on candles and I need some more.
okay, yeah, well,
Uh,
get your candles, boo.
I will be ordering that. Guys, follow me Instagram and on Twitter, vodka_villain.
He be on
You know,
TikTok, same one.
sometimes we still getting
Okay,
there. We still
okay.
getting to TikTok, but yeah, you can get all
Y'all,
that from the Twitter and the Instagram for now.
you're so funny. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with your friends. We're trying to really build something great here. And be sure to also subscribe to Everyone Needs an Aquarius via the SOLC network. And I will see you guys here next week.
Bye.